What do you think's scary about the dark, Phoebes? Do you think there's monsters?
Yeah.
What's scary about monsters?
The textbook definition of fear is an unpleasant emotion caused by the threat of danger, pain, or harm. We as humans experience fear as an involuntary response. Triggers are pulled from our brain, down our spine, down to our very fingertips to tell us we are afraid, to back away, to run, to hide.
Okay, what is my biggest fear? That's a tough one.
My biggest fear is snakes.
I'd say my biggest fear is corridors.
My phobia is arachnophobia, so spiders.
My biggest fear is my head being submerged underwater.
I think it's the fear of being anxious.
Quite scared of big, like really fake wigs. Big, flat, curly fake wigs. Yeah.
My fear is balloons. They feel horrible, the sounds they make. And then when they pop, like you don't know when they're going to pop.
Stage 1. The trigger. Some people are triggered by even the most everyday objects or situations one could imagine. They cannot be justified or explained for the most part, but we accept them as simply a phobia or a dislike, and not necessarily with the emotion of fear. The most common fears and phobias are heights, enclosed spaces, dogs, needles, spiders, germs, clowns, and even social situations. Even if your fear or phobia does not match the list above, don't panic. There is a cure for all.
So I never learned how to swim underwater, and I think that's the problem. It's not a fear that comes from a bad experience, it's a fear that comes from having never experienced it.
I know what you're scared of. What goes over the river?
A bridge.
A bridge. You don't like the bridge, do you?
I don't like going over the. I don't want to fall into the water.
I don't really think I can pinpoint when it began.
No, I can't really think of it. I can't really pinpoint when this fear would have started, but it's something that I remember feeling like from quite a young age.
It began on April 30th. 2 years ago, yeah.
Stage 2. The symptoms. You may begin to feel disorientated, dizzy, or breathless. Your skin may begin to crawl, your spine begin to tingle. These are some of the basic physical symptoms of fear, and without them, we would not know what we are supposed to avoid. Your mindset may become disfigured, blurred. Panic thoughts may begin to install themselves into your mind, whilst you try to figure out which way is up and which way is down. You may find yourself frozen to the spot, unable to move, an unpleasant warmth spreading from the pit of your stomach to your chest, whilst your heartbeat accelerates by 10. Engaging for stage 3.
So I become very disoriented and very, like the experience, it makes me very disoriented. It makes me very kind of, I don't really want to be around people. I want to just be in my own space. So I don't want to, like, I want to be on my own. I'm physically, I think, like, you tend to sweat a lot. Like, I tend to sweat. I tend to just kind of, it's like being on a bad trip. That's honestly the best way I can describe it to you.
I think the feeling when it's at its worst is like just the sorry, can I have a minute?
When I see a snake, I just run away. Like, I just can't be near them. Like, my hands sweat sometimes if I see a snake, or I'll just feel uncomfortable.
like nauseous or nice, and like a bit fight or flighty, mainly flight. Like I kind of get a bit jumpy and I want to get away.
It's like a feeling of like being trapped.
Oh, I freak out. Like it's not actual fear, it's more disgust, and I feel sick, like physically sick.
I guess the closest kind of experience would be if I'm like in the sea and there's, you know, the waves are high and my heart just might start like beating faster or something and I'll like retreat, just run away.
And it just gives me like a horrible feeling in my stomach. Like butterflies, but not the nice butterflies.
I don't know. I think the way I deal with it is just try and get to the end of it and then carry on.
Stage 3, fight or flight. A response we associate most with fear or experiencing a phobia is to remain and fight our fear, whether it is to dispose of the fear, brush it out of your path, or confront it and brave intensifying your symptoms, thus to eradicate them. Alternatively, we may engage into flight mode, translation, to run away. This is perhaps the easier route, and one we tend to opt for if we have this open to us. However, this is far more likely to increase your fear in the long run, as we never accept that it is not dangerous, even if there is no danger present.
I haven't tried any methods of overcoming it because I don't like snakes. I'm just at peace with it.
I've tried many ways to overcome the phobias. For example, my mom a few years ago got me socks with spiders on them. At first it was impossible to wear them. I would just carry them around when I would travel.
My swimming instructor told me to go home and fill my sink full of water and just start with just putting just my face into my sink. And I remember going home and filling my sink full of water and just not being able to do it. Like just looking at just like staring at the sink for ages and just being like, no, I can't do that. That's not something I'm able to do.
So yeah, long-term coping methods are probably just trying to regulate my sleep pattern as much as I can. Getting regular exercise really helps as well. So just things to live a normal, like healthy lifestyle are surprisingly good for you and your brain.
It is perfectly natural to feel fear. Evolution has taught us to avoid things that are a threat to our health or life. Our survival instinct is strong, but in some cases too strong, and may occur when there is no threat whatsoever.
If someone told me that spiders were extinct all over the world, I would feel like two opposite ways, because on one side I would feel like glad and really relieved. But on the other side, I know that spiders are important for ecosystems.
If you told me snakes don't exist anymore, I'd be very happy because I don't think they really have a purpose.
Would I be happy if like all the big wigs disappeared? Yeah, I'd be happy if all the big wigs disappeared. All the big clownish wigs. Yeah.
I hope I don't replace it with anything, but I don't know, it's hard to tell. Yes, I do think like most people have something that they're really afraid of.
Fair. Maybe we need fairs. Maybe we need fairs to get by in some weird way.
Maybe your fear is rational, maybe completely irrational, but all humans are taught to fear something. So when your fear has been disposed of, what happens next? Can we survive without telling ourselves we must fear? Must we keep replacing our fears with something new? What if I told you that fear itself no longer exists? Could you survive if it didn't?
Harry!
Is it because they do lots of loud roars? Is it because they're loud?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's scary about him? His big teeth?
Yeah.
Yeah. Does he do loud roars?
No, he does.
Look. I think he goes rah. Does he go rah?